I love I love this church and this community, and Rachel and I have loved pouring our hearts into our neighbors and our friends. We've loved this season. But I want you to know I'm the most unlikely to pray. I come from crack houses and prostitutes. If you were to know me when I was 10, 11, and 12, you would have never looked at me and said, he'll pray. You would have never looked at my mother or my father and said, she'll pray. You would have looked at me and said, he's going to jail. He'll be in trouble. He's running with the wrong crowd. He's going the wrong way. He comes from a no-count family, and he's never going to amount to anything. You would have looked at me, judged me, cursed me, never thought that I would be anything in life. Not that I am. I am the least likely person to finish high school, the least likely person to graduate with 3 college degrees, the least likely person to marry someone like Rachel Julian, the least likely person to make a difference in life. But here is why I tell you that. You're sitting around unlikelies. I decided to pray at 12 years old, Lord, help me. Lord, change my life. A youth pastor told me how to pray. I started reading a chapter a day out of the Gospels. I read a chapter and I prayed. You're sitting around unlikelies. You might be thinking, there's no way she can do it. She's unlikely to finish school. She's unlikely to be healthy. She's unlikely to run from that addiction. She's unlikely to overcome. He never can do it. He can't overcome. There's no way. Friends, let me tell you, I know the people in these seats. You are sitting around people who, if you just knew their story, it's unimaginable where they've come from, but you're sitting in front of a man who said, I'll pray. And now he's a productive citizen of society. He's a healthy husband. He loves his kids. He's got his feet in the ground and he's headed for something. You're sitting behind and in front and beside a woman who said, you know what, my husband may not live for the Lord, my family may not live for the Lord, but I'm going to look to God for I'm going to pray. And they're reading God's word, and he's changing them from the inside out, and they're bearing incredible circumstances and going through ungodly challenges and difficulties in life. You're sitting around people who are unlikely. You're sitting in front of people it's unimaginable that they would ever come. This church is full of Sauls who said, I'm going to pray. And heaven noticed, and earth is beginning to reset, and the ripple effects are going out because he prays, because she prays. How about Bethel Church become a church that says, I'm going to pray, and heaven's going to notice, and something's going to happen in this place.